If there are things that you want to achieve in your life, but you feel like you just don't have the time to do them, and you feel like time's running away with you, a really effective way to overcome that is to create a schedule. To create a schedule so that you can spend your time more effectively and really just achieve the things that you want to achieve and live the life that you want to live. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Serena and I love talking about how self-care can help you to just live your best life. So if that's what you're looking for, you are in the right place. If you are a subscriber already, thank you so much and welcome back. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you find what you're looking for here. And if you do like my content, please do hit the subscribe button. So are you ready to talk about how to create a schedule? You ready? Yeah? Okay, let's go. Now, the first thing I will say is a lot of people feel like they just don't have enough time. There's not enough hours in the day. Have you ever heard anyone say that? Have you ever said that? You might have. There are enough hours in the day. There are 24 hours in the day, and that is enough time for us to do the things that we need to do. We have the same 24 hours every day. It's just about us being more intentional with how we spend our time and being more strategic with how we spend our time so that we can do the things that we want to do. If you've ever felt like time's just running away from you, and if you ever look around and think, how are these people achieving all the things that I want to achieve and I'm still kind of here just hoping? Create a schedule, because that will be the basis of you being able to plan your goals, act on them, and then move forward with your life and then create new goals and just live a good life. Now, we're all kind of roughly in a schedule. Most of us have responsibilities that we kind of do every day. Get the kids ready, like me, wake up, get the kids ready, drop them at school, do the commute, work, come home, pick them up, do the dinner, you know, all those sorts of things. Most of us have some sort of loose routine. But if we really want to be effective, or if we really want to spend our time well so that we can achieve what we want to do and experience life in a more fulfilled way, it's important to plan that time. So the first thing that you need to do is make a list of everything that you do. So take some time out, some quiet time out, and just list everything you do each day and in a week and on the weekend. And everything. So from getting up to making your breakfast, to having your shower, to getting to work, to having a gossip in the kitchen with your colleagues, you know, to, I don't know, scrolling on social media for a couple hours, to like everything. Be really detailed. Be really as detailed as you can. And if you find it difficult to just make a list, what I would say is take a couple of days or throughout a week, just have some paper with you or do it on your phone, and every half an hour just list what you're doing. So this half an hour I did this, for the past 2 hours I've been doing this, I've been doing this. So if you can't just think of it off the top of your head, then take a week where you list things every half an hour on your phone or on paper, whichever is easier for you, so that you can see all the things that you normally do in a week, the regular things that you normally do. Then you need to categorize those things. So once you have done the list of things that you need to do, the second step is to categorize all those different things. The first category are your non-negotiables. So the things that have to be done. So for example, I have children, so I have to look after them. I have to get them up in the morning. I have to make sure they're washed. I have to make sure they have breakfast. I have to make sure they go to school. These are things that I have to do. Nobody else is going to do it for me. This is a non-negotiable. I can't just say, oh, I won't do that. It has to be done. I have to go to work to pay my bills. You know, there's specific things that you will have to do each day that you cannot negotiate. You can't give to somebody else. They're your responsibility. So you have your list of non-negotiable things. The second category for your list will be your daily priorities. So things that are important to you, things that you do need to do. You don't necessarily have to do them, but things that you do want to do that are important to you. So for example, it could be when you wake up in the morning, doing your morning stretches. So that's a priority for you because that helps you to feel good and loose in the morning, and it helps to relieve stress before you start your day like fully when everybody else gets up. So daily priorities. Reading something. So I've got a book that I want to read and I want to make sure that I read a chapter a day. That's a priority for me. So things that are important to you that you definitely want to get done because they add value to your life. The third category from the list of all the things that you do each week would be your bad habits. Now, bad habits are things that distract you. So they waste your time. You don't need to do them. They don't really add anything to your life, but it's just things that you do. Now, I can tell you some of mine. One I've managed to curb was there was times where I was just sitting, I'd get home, sort out the kids and everything, and then I'd get home and I'd just go on Netflix and sort of binge watch stuff. And it wasn't even anything I really wanted to see, just whatever they had suggested in my account. And then 2 hours later, I was like, oh my gosh, I've been watching something for 2 hours. 2 hours. It was a bad habit. And I worked hard to break that habit, and I've broken that now. I don't do that anymore. It could be scrolling on social media. It could be calling up your friend to just have a gossip. It's not adding anything to anyone's life, but it's just something that you do. List all of your bad habits and the things that distract you, because these are the things that we want to take out of your schedule so that they don't leech the time that you have, and you can allocate that time to things that you need to do and you want to do. Once you have divided all of those daily tasks and habits into the 3 categories, now is the time to start to create your schedule. Start with the time that you wake up in the morning, and then put a time block for each hour. So say you wake up at 5 a.m, you start with 5, and then 6, then 7, then 8. And for each hour slot, you write in something that you need to do. Now, sometimes it might be 2 hour slots, so it might be between 6 and 8 is when you guys get ready, you have your breakfast and you leave the house. You could be at work between 9 to 5 or 9 to 2 or 9 to 3 or whatever, or 10 to 6, whatever. You block that out. And then you start to add in your daily priorities in the little bits of time that you have. So say, for example, during your commute, all you do if you're on the train or on the bus is look at TikTok reels. You can say, actually, I'm going to replace that, because that's a bad habit and it doesn't really add anything to my life. I'm going to replace that with one of my top priorities. So I have a book that I'm reading. So the half an hour that I commute, instead of scrolling, that's time that I'm going to read my book. You see? So you start to fill those times, those time slots, with your non-negotiables and also your list of priorities. What you are going to find is that you're going to have more time once you've removed the bad habits to do the things that you really want to do. So once you have the routine in place, once you have the time slots filled with your non-negotiables and your list of priorities and some healthy habits that you want to replace the bad habits with, start to use a schedule. So have one on your wardrobe, have one on your door, take a picture and put it on your phone, so you've got it somewhere that you can see it and you can remember, so you can refer back to it if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do now. Within your schedule, also put some time just for free time, for something, or some time for you to do kind of whatever you want to relax. That could be your scrolling time. So you could allocate 15 minutes in the day, which I think is more than enough, to scroll in for a little bit. So you still have your social media fix if you want it, but it's not taking up a massive chunk of your time. Try the routine out and see how it goes. Don't be afraid to tweak and change things around if they're not really flowing and working the way that you want to go. I remember watching a YouTuber who she wanted to go to the gym, and she decided, to go to the gym, I think after she finished work, because she finished work at about 2 o'clock. And she just found it didn't work for her, because after a long day at work, because she started work early, she didn't really have the energy or motivation to go to the gym. So she switched it around and said, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym, and then from the gym I will go to work. And that changed the game for her. She was energized, and that going to the gym gave her more energy for the work that she had to do. So don't be afraid to switch things around. Try out the schedule, and if it doesn't work for you and if it doesn't quite feel like it's working, switch things around. See what you can change, see what you can modify, try something new in the schedule. But definitely don't give up on it, and definitely try and work out any tweaks so that you've got a good free-flowing schedule that becomes a habit, so then you start to do things naturally. Now, having a schedule does not mean that you can't be spontaneous. It doesn't mean that you can't do new things. It doesn't mean that things are not going to come up. Absolutely not. Things will come up, or you might want to be spontaneous. You might want to say, you know what, I don't want to go for a walk today. I want to go for a swim. That's absolutely fine. You are not a slave to your schedule. Your schedule is a tool and a service to you, or a servant to you. for you to be more effective. So if you want to change it around to do something that's going to enrich you, that's absolutely fine. And you could do one thing and realize, actually, that's not for me. I'm going to stop doing that, and then take it out and replace it with someone else. What happens when you have a schedule is that it just gives you a basis and a framework to then build on. So if you do need to change things around, it's fine. You can still get the top priorities done. You can still get the non-negotiables done, but you can still be creative and switch things around. Try it out. See how you get on, and let me know in the comments below. But if you really feel like you don't have enough time to do the things that you want to do, if you really feel like there's lots of goals and things that you want to achieve, but you just don't know where to start with creating a schedule. I hope that was really useful for you guys. Let me know in the comments how you get on. If there's any special way that you schedule your time or any tips that you have, please feel free to share them in the comments. If there's any questions that you have, please let me know. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.